Dear learners, welcome back to your educational channel Learn and Educate, where we were studying a few basics about the Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999 and continuing that series now, under which Section 2, Clause ZC Special Director Appeals. Special Director Appeals means an officer who has been appointed under Section 17. As far as Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999 is concerned, it relates to the penalties as it has been divided into few chapters and under which chapter 4 deals with contravention and penalties. Under that chapter, where a person who has committed contravened any provisions of the Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999 or contravenes any rules, regulations, notification, direction, order which are issued in the exercise of the powers under this Foreign Exchange Management Act, or that person, any person contravenes any condition which are subject to any authorization which is issued by the Reserve Bank of India, then upon adjudication, he or she shall be liable to a penalty which could be up to three times the sum involved in such contravention where the amount is quantifiable, which means that where the amount can be quantified and where in case any person who has been found to have acquired any foreign exchange, any foreign security or immovable property situated outside India of the aggregate value which exceeding the threshold prescribed under subsection 1 of section 37A, then it shall be liable to a penalty of up to three times the sum involved in in the contravention and confiscation of such value equivalent to situated in India, that the foreign exchange, the foreign security, or immovable property. Therefore, where the contravention has been occurred has taken place by a person against the provisions of this act, any regulation, notification, directions issued, or in exercise of the powers conferred under the Foreign Exchange Management Act, then a person who has been appointed by the authority under the Foreign Exchange Management Act under Section 16, that is appointment of adjudicating authority. It is dealt by Chapter 5th Adjudication and Appeals, where the adjudicating authority has the power for the purpose of adjudication under section 16. The process of adjudication is done as per section 16. Then the central government has shall appoint by a order published in the official gazette, appoint as many officers of the central government as the central government may think fit as the adjudicating authority for holding the inquiry in the manner prescribed after giving the person alleged to have committed contravention under section 13, and against whom person a complaint has been made under subsection 3, whereas a reasonable opportunity of being heard is given for the purpose of imposing authority, provided that where the adjudicating authority is of the opinion that the said person has absconded or is likely to evade in any manner the payment of penalty which has been levied, it may direct that said person to furnish a bond or guarantee for such amount and subject to conditions which has been deemed fit. Therefore, the central government shall appoint the adjudicating authority under subsection 1 of section 16 and shall publish that order in the official gazette. No adjudicating authority shall hold an inquiry under subsection 1 except without a complaint in writing has been made by any officer authorized by general or special order by the central government. Therefore, with respect to these provisions, the central government has the authority to appoint a special director appeals. A special director appeals has been appointed means an officer which has been appointed under section 17, that is appeal to special directors. This specifically the adjudication is an act is a process of adjudicating in the court of law, whereas a formal matter has been pending in a court of law for adjudicating against any contravention done by a person with respect to the provisions of the act. Therefore, when to hold the inquiry has been held against the person when a complaint has been filed by the officer under the act of any officer of the government, any general or special, then the action or process of education starts. But when any person who is aggrieved by an order made by the adjudicating authority. When a person who is aggrieved by an order made by the adjudicating authority, who is being an assistant director of enforcement or a deputy director of enforcement, then that person who is aggrieved by that such order shall prefer an appeal to the special director's appeal. When uh, when an order against whom the appeal can be made to a special director, it has to be made within 45 days from the date on which the copy of the orders which has been made by the adjudicating authority is received by the person who is aggrieved, and it shall be in the such form and verified in such manner which is accompanied by the fees which has been prescribed. Furthermore, the special director appeals shall entertain. He shall allow an appeal after the expiry of the said 45 days, period of 45 days, if that special director appeal is satisfied that there was sufficient cause for not filing it within the period prescribed. Moreover, as per after the receipt of an appeal under subsection 1 of section 17, the special directors has, after the giving the parties to appeal, after giving the parties to the appeal an opportunity of being heard, an opportunity to represent themselves, and then special director appeal shall pass order upon it as it thinks fit to confirm the order which has been passed by the adjudicating authority, or to modify the order passed by the adjudicating authority, or that special director appeals can set aside the order appeal against whom. This special director appeals can also set aside completely the appeal which has been filed by the aggrieved person against the order of the adjudicating authority, which means that that special director's appeals has validated the order passed by the adjudicating authority. The special director's appeals, it shall send a copy of every order made by him to the parties to the appeal. He shall send a copy of every order which has been made by that special director's appeals to the parties who have appealed and to the concerned adjudicating authority. Concerned adjudicating authority means the adjudicating authority appointed who has been appointed by the central government by an order published in official gazette, and as many officers which has been appointed and for holding the inquiry in as many places. Therefore, the central government has also in that official gazette appointing the adjudicating authority have also specified the order their respective jurisdictions, their respective jurisdiction to conduct an inquiry against a complaint in writing which has been made by officer authorized by the general or special order by the central government. Therefore, that said person against whom the appellant, the party to appeal who has filed an appeal against the order made by the adjudicating authority. Therefore, that special director shall have the same power which has of by a civil court, which has been conferred upon the appellate tribunal under subsection 2 of section 28, and the special director appeals shall have the same power to of a civil court, and he can also deem fit in the case of an appeal filed before him, all the proceedings shall be deemed to be the judicial proceedings. The proceedings which has been done by the special director appeals shall be deemed to be judicial proceedings, which is falling within the definition, within the meaning of section 193 of Indian Penal Code 1860 and section 228 of Indian Penal Code 1860. Then the special director appeals shall have the power of a civil court and shall be deemed to be a civil court for the purposes of section 345 and section 346 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. Thus, the special director appeal enjoys the power, same power as that of a civil court, which has been conferred on the appellate tribunal, and that special director appeals has the function to hear the appeal against the order passed by the adjudicating authority and the person who is aggrieved can file an appeal before the special director appeals. The special director appeals after giving an opportunity of being heard. It shall pass an order. It shall either confirm the order, modify the order, or set aside the order which has been appealed against by the person aggrieved against the adjudicating authority.